What is going on, guys? BASSFZz here, and someone asked me to talk about misanthropy a little while ago, and now I'm doing it. Let's talk about misanthropy, and it's a very interesting video topic. I think it's a good video topic to chat about because I've been seeing a lot of misanthropy a little bit on my channel every now and again. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about humanity with a little bit of disdain. I see a lot of misanthropy through some vegans. It's not all, so if it don't apply, let it fly. But I have been noticing it, to put it bluntly. I've also been noticing this era of defeatism as well, which someone should talk about one of these days. But anyway, we're going to talk about misanthropy. So what is misanthropy? Misanthropy is an intense hatred or dislike for humanity. It's very similar to misandry, very similar to misogyny, in that when you're a misanthrope, to you, everybody is held at equal levels of contempt. You no more hate women than you hate men, than you hate Mexicans, than you hate black people. You just hate humanity as a whole. Now, misanthropy is a very interesting mindset to hold. So is, any level of misandry and misogyny, and that misanthropy is born the same way. You see and focus on a lot of the negative things that different people have done, and then you project it to everybody, and then you hate everyone for the actions that a few people have done. And I don't really understand a mindset like that. The only explanation I have for that is a lack of compartmentalization. The fact that you cannot separate parts from the whole. The fact that you see lots of men and women doing evil things and thus you project that to the whole of humanity. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Let's talk about faith in humanity for just a second. Because I've been noticing a lot of people this phrase, I have lost my faith in humanity. And then they'll see like a little picture, an image macro of someone doing something kind-hearted for another human being, and then they say, my faith in humanity has been restored. And I'm the only one sitting over here like, dude, you never had faith in humanity to begin with if it can be broken and shattered so easily. If you really have faith in humanity, then you understand that there's evil here in the world, and that the only way you're going to be evil is with good. So you encourage good people to be better people, or to be as good as they can so they can get the evil out of here. If your faith in humanity can be shattered and broken, it's non-existent. So a lot of people are on the verge of just not having any faith at all. Now I have the utmost faith in humanity. Why? Because we are all made in the image and likeness of God. We're all God's creation. And I know that, if we follow a good moral code, that we can all be good people who want to help other people out. Now I understand everyone doesn't feel that way, but personally that's how I feel. And that's why I could never be a misanthrope. I can never hate everybody for what some people have done, because those people don't accurately represent the whole of humanity. I mean, let's be honest, even if you took a pie chart of all of the terrible people and all the people who have done really evil, horrible things to someone, even the people who have betrayed you, and then you take it and you put it on a pie chart that has everybody else who didn't do any horrible thing to another human being, you're going to find that you're going to have a very small portion of that society who were really evil dictators who did terrible shit to people, or just did mean, terrible things. Same thing with misandry and misogyny. Everybody isn't going to do something that's going to hurt you. So to hate everybody for some of the things you have seen is ridiculous. There are lots of good people in the world. But the thing about misanthropy is that it focuses on the evils here and never really thinks about or focuses on the good. Some people do, but again, the whole faith in humanity thing is something I was just talking about. You gotta understand what evil is. You have to combat that with goodness, which is something I say all the time. So, where does misanthropy come from? I know what you're thinking. You're like, Zers, can you just explain it? Here's the thing. I am thoroughly convinced that a lot of misanthropes, or a lot of misanthropy, comes from a sense of self-hatred. I really do, and I'll tell you why. Because there's no way you can be misanthropic and not hate yourself too. Because you would also be a part of humanity. Like, if a cobra hated all of humanity for taking its habitation, that would make sense. He's a cobra, and he's seen the evils, and he doesn't think about the good things. You know, even if a dog hated all of humans, it would make a little bit of sense, because he was treated badly, but I would say the same thing to that dog. There are some good people too. But for a human being to be misanthropic, to hate all humans, there is always a level of self-anger or self-hatred in that dynamic. Why? Because you are also a part of humanity. Now, I challenge any person, in fact, it doesn't matter, if you are a misanthrope and you say, I love myself and I really like me, I hate everybody else, I call bullshit. There's no way that you can love yourself and know that you're a different person and know that you're good and then say everybody else is evil and bad. On some level, you're going to have to deify yourself and separate yourself from the rest of humanity in order for you to not hate you as well, because you're a human being too. It's an inescapable fact that a misanthrope must also hate themselves. And a lot of projection and a lot of hatred that actually does get put out to a bunch of people who are racist, or a bunch of people who are misandric, or a bunch of people who are misogynistic, there is always a level of self-hatred. There is always a bit of disdain for yourself that comes to the projection that a lot of these misanthropes, or a lot of people like feminists, and even some MGTOWs feel. There is a brokenness inside these people, and I think it needs to be addressed. I think that's really one of the main sources of misanthropy, is the fact that there's a lot of self-hatred inside your heart. You know, because I noticed, I watched a couple of videos from some misanthropes, and they told stories of when they were treated badly, you know, when they were betrayed by different people, you know, and of course my thought was, I understand your pain. I was also betrayed by someone I cared about a lot. I've also been treated badly by lots of different people in my life, close people, and yet, you know, I don't feel that way. I don't hate everybody for what some people have done, you know, and so you feel that way. And I've noticed, because these people did talk about how they were hurt and how they were damaged, and a huge portion of that comes from self-hatred. I think a lot of misanthropes who hate all of humanity, again, you have to include yourself in that whole, in that dynamic. And so I don't know, so to put it bluntly, I think it's foolish to hate everybody for what some people have done. You haven't met everybody to hate all of them, to hate all of humanity. You know, you haven't seen everybody in order to say that we're all evil and we're all terrible and that we all should die, or that you wouldn't care if we all died. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, a newborn child has done nothing wrong to anybody. You're saying that he must pay the price of death for everyone for what some people have done? No, of course not. You wouldn't say that. How do you hate a newborn child? He hasn't done anything wrong to anybody. I mean, his greatest sin would be waking his parents up because he's hungry. I mean, how do you hate that? I don't know. I would like for that to be explained to me. I would also, again, challenge any misanthrope to say that I love myself, but I hate everybody else, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't believe you. Nope, nope, nope. Not unless you went through some level of mental gymnastics to avoid the inescapable fact that you're a fucking human being. Like if you were otherkin. Like, I'm a dragon stuck in a human's body. That's why I hate everybody else. And I'm gonna immediately discount you as being foolish if you can say you're a goddamn dragon in a human's body. But we're not even gonna get into that in that video, in today's video. Again, at the end of the day, misanthropy, like misogyny, and like misandry, is usually born when someone is wronged and they're hurt and they're damaged, and they project all of that self-hatred out onto a lot of other people. It's also born when you focus on the wrongs and the evils of humanity without ever thinking about the good things that human beings have done for each other. That's where it all comes from. It's all filtered and it's all just baking in hatred. And it's a very sad mentality to have. And the only way you're really going to get rid of a misanthropic attitude, my friend, is, as I always say, you gotta love yourself. Realize you're made in the image and likeness of God, and thus there is nothing to be upset about. Not unless you dislike God, or if you don't believe there's a God, you can still find some level of self-love in yourself. You can find lots of levels in self-love. And then that misanthropy, and that misogyny and misandry will go away. Over time, of course. When you realize and understand that not everybody is going to hurt you, and not everybody wants to hurt you, and not everybody is an evil, cruel, twisted person, life's going to get a whole bunch better. And there'll be no losing your faith in humanity because you see lots of stupid people. Because let me tell you, I see lots of stupid people all of the time. And my faith in humanity has never waned. Never. Not once. So, if someone like me, who's constantly making videos responding to the degeneracy and the bullshit that I see here in humanity and finding solutions, never falters, well, come on, how can yours falter when you haven't been doing much of anything in terms of, fixing the problem? I don't know. I would like to see your thoughts on that, if you are a misanthrope. That would be a very interesting conversation to be had. But yeah. So hopefully I've made the person who requested this video satisfied with my thoughts on the topic. I guess to sum it all up, it all stems from self-hatred. It all stems from focusing on the negative and never addressing the positive. And the only way you're going to fix it is with self-love. So with that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, have a great day. I will see you cool cats soon. Adios.